Greetings, everyone. Nikki Brown here. No matter where you are, what part of the world you are in, I hope that you are having a good day. So today I want to talk about fear of intimacy. And hold on. Okay. So basically, with a fear of intimacy, in those situations where you feel like you're getting too close to someone, you kind of have a tendency to run away. And what does run away mean? Basically, you don't want to deal with that person. You don't want your emotions to get too involved, or maybe you feel like you're getting too close. Maybe you feel like it's too intimate. Um, this person likes you too much. You like this person too much. And for whatever reason, it just makes you feel uncomfortable, whether you know why or you don't really understand why. It's just kind of part of the process. So I'm on WebMD right now, so I'm going to read the WebMD um, definition for what a fear of intimacy is. And it says intimacy is complex, it's emotional, the sharing of feelings with each other, it's intellectual, the sharing of ideas and thoughts. It's physical, with not just sex but also non sexual contact. And it's experiential, the sharing of activities together. Affair intimacy is often unconscious and affects a person's ability to form or maintain close relationships. They don't intentionally reject love from another. Instead, they may behave in ways that create stress in a relationship, resulting in an early end before any deep intimacy can develop. This affects not just romantic relationships, but also friendships and relative relationships. This fear can develop for many reasons, but for many people, it may stem from their childhood relationship with caregivers. Babies cry to express their needs, and some caregivers may respond insensitively or may not respond at all. This is the first social attachment that babies have, and it becomes a pattern that they learn from. Over the years, this early attachment develops into the way we understand relationships and affects how we behave in adult relationships. Um, so, basically, how we were groomed or the learned behavior that we experienced as a child, we either, um, and this could go to the other extreme too, because some people can be too needy and want too close of a relationship. So of course there always needs to be a balance. But if you have someone who was very insensitive or emotionally detached, you're not really sure how to process that balance or process that intimacy or process that closeness. And again, whether it's intentional and or unintentional, you may do things to intentionally, not intentionally, you may do things to sabotage it and not even realize that that is what is going on. Um, and it becomes a pattern. Fear of intimacy can also be due to childhood trauma, such as the loss of a parent or abuse. And a lot of the things that we do as adults, we don't realize comes from childhood. And there is a need to heal our inner child. And if no one ever tells you that, or if you say, "Oh, I ain't paying that no mind. I'm an adult now. I'm grown. That doesn't affect me anymore." But in some way, shape, form, or fashion, it still does affect us, whether we want to admit that or not. This causes the person to have difficulty trusting others. See, sometimes we have relationships with people, or we're in relationships with people who have some very serious trust issues. This can show up where you're not doing anything, but this person wants to go through your phone and they accuse you of doing something, or they go through your social media accounts and they want to know who every man or woman is that you're friends with on this account. People have even ended their relationships because of, this person having certain contacts on social media when they may just be innocent. You know, but trying to force or control someone. Oh, I want to go through every contact that you have that's of the opposite sex, and I want to know who this person is and how you met them. That is definitely a serious trust issue. It could also be because of personality disorders such as avoidant personality disorder or schizoid personality disorder. People with personality disorders have patterns of thinking and behaving that are different from what society expects, which makes it hard for them to form close relationships. And again, this could be the result of trauma and it could be very unintentional. Signs of fear of intimacy. Several signs can indicate that you or someone you know may have a fear of intimacy. Here are some signs to watch out for. Sabotaging relationships. And I did say that, and I did not read this article before I started this video. Someone with a fear of intimacy may sabotage their relationships with others. Some might avoid maintaining relationships, pull back from conflicts, or hold back from being emotionally close to the other person. Others may react intensely to situations such as being controlling or overly critical, using guilt on their partner to express hurt or being clingy. And I pretty much said that. Clingy and needy are basically the same thing. I just talked about being controlling and, just running away from the relationship or a person when you feel like it's getting too close or too serious. A history of short relationships. Some people may call this being a serial dater. We've heard that term before. Or even a serial relationship, or like, you go from one relationship, not dater, but like relationships that don't last more than 2 years, or even if they do last more than 2 years, it doesn't last long. Some people may call this serial dating, where after a few dates, this person seems to lose interest and the relationship ends. But this could also refer to someone having many friends, but none who really know them. So basically, being very distant. Some people call it sneaky, but some people call it secretive or discreet. Like this person just doesn't open up or share themselves because they're afraid. Whether, again, they know this or not, that's how it shows up. Perfectionism. Always feeling like everything has to be perfect, whether it's your hair or the way you maintain your home, or even let's say you post social media content, it has to be perfect. This is not good. Even to being a people pleaser, I'm going to add that. I don't know if that's on the list because I haven't gotten that far yet. But perfectionists can find it hard to form intimate relationships. They demand a lot of themselves and sometimes of others. They have extreme concern about how others see them. They may see their partners as holding impossible expectations for the relationship, leading to anger and conflict. Dealing with fear of intimacy. Relationships are not easy, and a fear of intimacy may be more common than you'd expect, as not many people would own up to it. I know that most people would deny it, or may not even recognize it within themselves. A survey has shown that loneliness may be on the rise, with 42% of people saying that they have felt depressed because they felt alone. Create a safe space. A person who fears intimacy may act in ways that push their partner away. They may shut down or run away. Try not to take it personally. It's sometimes easier for them to behave in ways that are familiar to them. They may need space and time. Try not to react with anger or frustration, but be patient and supportive. If you really like someone, or if you really want to be with someone, that's very important. Not only for them to do their best to stay connected, but also for you as someone who knows, you may feel like this is a really good person or someone that you really like, and maybe you see their potential, but again, that fear is holding them back because a lot of people have been hurt. So the hurt starts in their childhood, then goes into this first relationship or several relationships, whatever that looks like. Maybe this person is divorced. Maybe this person has been used, abused, and manipulated in a relationship. And so there's a fear there that they don't want to be hurt again. And that's really all it is. They're putting their guard up and protecting themselves from being hurt again, but they're doing it in a way that's not necessarily healthy. But again, it may not even be intentional. They may not realize that they're doing this. Confront your fears and emotions. This will feel uncomfortable at first, but it's important to start expressing your feelings and fears. Say what you feel and not what you think you should say. Learning about feeling words can help you express yourself. If you're in a relationship with someone who has a fear of intimacy, learn to gently tell your partner what they might be feeling and why you think they're feeling this way. This could help them become more aware of their feelings. Look into your past. An important step in building intimate relationships is looking back at your early relationships with your relatives. Research has shown that childhood experiences with our parents or main caregivers are linked to our expectations and beliefs about adult relationships. If we don't understand and confront our past, we'll end up repeating the patterns that resulted in this fear. Again, as I always say, I am a life coach, so if you would like a free discovery session, just go ahead and inbox me and we can discover whether or not I would be a good candidate to help you and whether you would be a good candidate to be helped by me, right? Um, but there has to be a balance and there has to be healthier ways to handle these situations because we may be rejecting some good people or some good situations due to the fear um, of intimacy and not wanting to get close to anybody for fear of being hurt yet again, right? So if this is your story or if this can help you, again, just reach out to me. I hope that this was helpful. I love y'all. Until next time, later.